Hello, I'm Councillor Sandy Lay. I'm one of the Yeadon councillors on Leeds City Council, and I'm taking this opportunity to update you in a new format, actually, video blogging, about a meeting that Councillor Campbell and I attended at Otley Police Station on Friday morning. This meeting is called a Places meeting, and it's a meeting where about a dozen different people from a variety of different agencies get together and we discuss what the priorities are in our neighbourhoods. So there's normally attendance from the police, from the Safer Leeds team, there's often health worker there, Cleaner Neighbourhoods and elected members. And anyone else who might feel that they have a agency or statutory agency responsibility to attend. So what did we talk about? Well, we talked about lots of things affecting Outer Leeds, North West, and the four wards in that outer North West area, and that's Adlon Wharfdale, Horsforth, Otley and Yeadon, and Guiseley and Rawdon. I want to feedback what we discussed around the priorities that we and those agencies feel are in Yeadon. So we started, Councillor Campbell and I, by thanking the police for their recent action day that they've undertaken in Yeadon a couple of Saturdays ago, whereby they were concentrating on what's called the Fatal Four. The Fatal Four consist of speeding vehicles, driving whilst under the influence of drink and drugs, mobile phone use whilst driving, and not wearing a seatbelt. It was a very successful day. Lots of people stopped. Anybody stopped for any sort of infringement now gets tested at the roadside for drinking, which I think everybody should bear in mind going forward, that if you're stopped for minor infractions, if you're found to have alcohol on board, you will be prosecuted for drink driving. It's something that I think social drinkers should be aware of as well. Those who drink too much the night before on their way to work maybe should consider. Anyhow, not my place to lecture you on your drinking habits. Then we went on to talk about fly tipping. Fly tipping is a significant problem in and around Yeadon, because obviously our part of Yeadon has quite a lot of semi-rural land, and we're finding that they're increasingly being used to dump sometimes drug paraphernalia. So this month we've had a couple of drug paraphernalia drops, cannabis farms in properties, all the equipment, the weeds that come from the cannabis have all been dumped up on Yorkgate. Also Carlton Lane is a high area for fly tipping, as is Cemetery Road. So we discussed that and what more could be done. I can assure you that the Cleaner Neighbourhoods team take fly tipping very seriously. They take pictures and images that they share with the group. They glean any information as to who may have dumped their waste, and then they seek to prosecute them if they can prove it. We also talked about Cemetery Road. The police are keen that we reduce the speed at the bounds by the top of the airport down to 40 miles an hour. There's been 4 road traffic collisions, incidents, whatever you want to call them, on that stretch in the last 3 or 4 months, and they feel that that's a bit quick. 60 miles an hour is a bit quick and people are misjudging the bends, so they'd like to see that reduced to 40. That's work in progress, and there's more discussion taking place on that, as is the speeding on Cemetery Road. We also talked about, there's been a new bench placed in Engine Fields Nature Reserve. We had a discussion about the antisocial behaviour from young people in and around that bench and the impact on the adjoining properties, and so we are dealing with that and looking to see what more we can do with that. And we also, every meeting, and we meet 4 to 6 weeks, every 4 to 6 weeks, we always bring up drugs and inappropriate parking, speeding, the usual sort of offences that are, in the eyes of many, minor, but they are irritations for many. So we did bring up drug taking and drug dealing in Yeadon. So if you have any intelligence as to drug testing, drug taking, or drug dealing particularly, then you can always contact us as ward members, or you can go through Crime Stoppers anonymously. You can ring 101, which is the police non-emergency line, or you can have a web chat on the West Yorkshire Police website. But the police are keen that if you see any drug dealing, that we should be informing them so that they can gain the intelligence needed to make arrests and in due course perhaps make prosecutions. And finally, we talked about inappropriate parking. We know that there is inappropriate parking in large parts of Yeadon. Some of it is what's the word I'm looking for? Some of it is a consequence of Victorian architecture of the roads and houses and streets being built before the motor vehicle. Some of it is just inconsiderate parking by selfish, lazy drivers. And the police are willing and able at times to help us sort some inappropriate parking out, but there's no easy answer, if I'm honest. And I think that's about it for Yeadon. We did touch on the red route around the airport and whether that was working. The police and the council, who obviously manage the road, feel that the red route is working well. It's reduced the risks of pedestrians being hit. It's maintained access for emergency vehicles, and generally speaking, the agencies that need to keep the airport safe, because it is a terrorist target, of course, potential terrorist target, are happy that with the red route and what it's doing. So that's about it. I hope you've enjoyed this 7 minutes 30 seconds rant. Well, it's not a rant, is it? But feedback on the meeting that we had. If you have any questions or want me or any of the other councillors to raise any issues at our tasking meeting, at our places meeting, please get in touch. Thanks very much. Bye.